kick the heats out here and get it all moving for day one of competition. It is an official good morning now from Cascais in Portugal as we get stop 8 underway. First heat out in the water, and we in fact have the horn already blown. It is welcome to competition here, and we feature Sage Erickson and Lakey Peterson, the two talented Californians. They're taking on the French lady in the form of Pauline. A
bit of a beach break, so a little bit of luck's going to come into play.
Well, local knowledge in the fact that Pauline being European based will have a knowledge of the lineup here. She'll have surfed many junior events here, and she gets moving early here in the encounter. Quick two-turn combination there. We've seen in the warm-up surfs this morning, Potts, pretty much that multiple peak, but both lefts and rights on offer again this morning. Progression element gets pushed, so those injuries do come into play. Here we go with Lakey Peterson. Backhand attack to get moving. She'll just get stuck on that second maneuver. We saw a couple of really tricky, of course it is the three-man format, so it's not man-on-mans. And Pauline now wave number 2. She's already achieved a 3.83. Nice defined backhand maneuver. Tight snap. That one will get the judge's attention. And now a clean link to the inside.
Ah, that was a good wave.
Yeah, and good work there from Pauline. That'll set the pace for the heat right there, Potts. Jessie Miley-Dyer keeping an eye on conditions here. And we're keeping Lakey Peterson here, wave number 2 now. Nice leverage and little drift of the fins there for that second maneuver. Now, Sage Erickson's been patient. 11 minutes into the encounter, and she picks up wave 1 here. Nice flow. A little bit complicated at the end maneuver there. Seasons. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's have a look at the replays here.
Yeah, Sage on her backhand and done a lot of damage with that as well. Surfed incredibly well at trestles, using the left-handers there at lowers more often than most. So, you know, obviously identifying that she's comfortable on her backhand. Lakey Peterson, 2 solid turns, so starting to crank this heat up and get a couple of waves. Paul, last wave, though, I think probably the pick of the bunch at the moment. This wave kind of stood up nicely as she sort of, it let her open up with some big turns right there, throwing a lot of spray. So Pauline, desperately needing a result this year. Is this going to be the event where she tries to get herself back into that top 10 situation?
And we'll continue here now. Wave 3 for Pauline. A little stumble there. Plenty of time remaining though. Sets have been multiples here in Portugal, so another wave on offer for Pauline. Backhand float. Looks like it's just going to be the one maneuver. She can't angle around the corner.
Pair of 4s, 4.27, 4.57. Here we go.
Here's your heat leader. Pauline picking up on the end of the sandbar run here. Ginshu typically very exposed. Anything that moves in the North Atlantic will find its way onto this cove here. Here's the 4.57 of Sage.
Yeah, it's kind of got her back in the heat. She's only now looking for a 5.94. So does she come out of that last maneuver? We're looking at a solid wave for Sage Erickson. Got her right out of those last turns, Gigs, if you want those extra points.
Now important wave for Lakey Peterson as she looks to threaten for the lead here. Big section. Nice rip in the bowl. Keeps it moving now. That little compression section just kind of closes down on her at the end there. Little angle to the end.
Best wave of the heat right there.
Yep, but there was a good ripping turn in the bowl, so
definitely crank it up. 6.07 on the one before for 2 turns. So I like the speed around this section and then really laying into it. Nice body language right there. And again, a beautiful snap off the lip. 3 solid maneuvers there for Lakey. Let's have a look at the bottom turn. You can see the fins popping out, so that board laid right over on the rail, and then that body language as she pivots those shoulders and gets that board all the way back around, not once but twice. So 2 solid maneuvers and then finishing on the little bit of a bounce off the whitewater. So Lakey Peterson starting to find some rhythm.
That's an earlier wave now of a 6.07 just for comparison there, Potts.
So I thought probably at least a point better.
New now underway again. That's a strong hit. And it's just going to be that one turn, so Mostly the left-handers being the focus here in this opening heat this morning. Lakey Peterson into the good ranges here with their scores. There's your opinions from 5 of our panel. One judge went as high as a 7 pots on the Jeep leaderboard. Are those emerging talents and surfers that are proving rapidly. Joanne Defay, Nikki van Dijk and Sage Erickson. Sage Erickson, though, not really getting it together in this opening heat here in Cascais this morning.
Yeah, the first elimination,
Yep.
round 2, not where you want to be, that's for sure.
Yep, you don't want an equal 13th next to your name at this stage. Have a look at Lakey Peterson here. Nice flow on the first 2 maneuvers, just a little stuck at the end there. For now, Lakey Peterson out front. Pauline Addo, not a big requirement, 5.83. And here she goes, your European talent. Back in the Championship Tour jersey again.
As the top scorer of the heat so far, but her backup letting her down.
And back to the left-handers here. Nice little chip. Gets the flow down the line. Pauline Addo will want to finish this. That's good timing. And we already start questioning, is it enough to take the lead? And now Sage Erickson. Around the corner. Comboing it up. Nice little pivot there. Sage Erickson, wave number 4 there completed. So good heat management from Lakey Peterson. Let's have a look at this replay again. Judges do owe us this number.
Yeah, nice couple of turns there from Pauline, surfing really well. Finishing nicely, so I think it's going to better her 3.83, but is it going to be that 5.83 that's required, Giggs? Nice little snap. Not getting the board all the way around though. She wanted to keep that down the line momentum, so that could hurt the scoring potential just a little bit. Not really committing to the turns as much as maybe she should. You can watch Sage Erickson with a commitment at the end of this turn right there. So getting it nice and vertical, bringing that board all the way back around, which is going to garner more points for sure.
That little fall there with around a minute to go gave away the priority and didn't garner a score either. But the horn will make it an official result. This lady here, Lakey Peterson, is going to be round 1 heat 1 winner this morning. There it is. Pauline Addo and Sage Erickson will reseed in round 2.